Today I'm going to tell you about the foundation of all spiritual paths. In yoga, it is clearly defined as Yam and Niyam. Yam and Niyams are norms, ethics, guiding principles, or self disciplining thoughts that one can practice on a daily basis. And the promise that they deliver is Siddhi powers. Every Yam and Niyam, when followed in its purity, will give you some kind of inner power and external power both. So let's first start with the yams. Yamas or yam. The first yam is Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Extending it, we can take it to compassion, empathy. Mahatma Gandhi was a great example of a person that mastered ahimsa. Non-violence, not only physically, but also mentally. When we have thoughts of taking revenge, hurting someone, we are becoming violent. We are not practicing ahimsa. Well, then Mahatma Gandhi said, if someone slaps you on your cheek, turn the other cheek around. It's very difficult to practice this in today's times, but we must try to return to this quality. This has to do more with the external world. And the superpower that you will gain is that all beings will drop their hostility in your presence. Wherever you will go, the environment will become more peaceful. So watch yourself on a daily basis, and every time the instinct to hurt someone, to show your rage to someone comes up in you, practice ahimsa. The second yam is Satya or truthfulness. How many white lies, petty lies do we speak in a day? We exaggerate the facts, or sometimes we hide the truth. While this might not be apparent to the external world, but it is still having an impact on our karma. One must practice truthfulness under all circumstances. Be authentic. Show only that which is. In whatever walk of life you are in, whatever career or profession you're pursuing, even if you're doing a business, don't hide facts. Don't exaggerate the truth. Say it as it is. And this will give you a superpower. And the superpower that you gain by practicing truthfulness is that you manifest your desire. That means whatever action you're taking will be very successful quickly. The third yam is Asteya. Asteya means abundance, that there's abundance. So you don't need to eye other people's possessions. Ravan did just this. He eyed somebody else's wife. You might do this in business. You might eye somebody else's wealth, and then that might take you to steal from them. It might corrupt you, might take you towards wrong action. The siddhi that we get by practicing Asteya is abundance and prosperity. Because as we've all studied in the rules of Lakshmi, that there is abundance in this cosmos. So we can have enough. We don't need to eye anybody else's possession. The fourth yam is Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is largely misunderstood as just sexual restraint. Brahmacharya is self-restraint. Not just sexual, but sensual, visual. Don't indulge too much in content that is giving you pleasure. Watching movies for hours, reading books, just going on. Don't hear music all day, wasting your time. Stop your tongue. Don't just eat foods that are, very tasty just because that's all you wish to do. Sensual, sexual pleasures. Moderation must be made into a habit. Self-restraint or Brahmacharya will then give you a superpower, that is strength, inner strength. And it will give you vastness in your expression of your being. It will also make you more powerful. The fifth yam is Aparigraha. Aparigraha means non-possessiveness. Don't hoard. Don't just go on accumulating objects. Any, whether it's wealth, whether it's even knowledge, clothes, cars, properties. Tame this tendency in you. Try to be more self-reliant, try to be sustainable. So we see in our country, clothes are passed down from generation to generation. What my dadi wore, then she gave it to my mother gave it to me. Between cousins, we shared clothes. We were cautious of how much of a carbon footprint we were having on the environment. So find ways to hoard less, possess less. The siddhi that this gives you is you start having access to memories of your past life. Again, a great example of someone who brought in khadi, Mahatma Gandhi. Self-reliance as a nation, economically low, easy on the pocket, and environmentally friendly. Now let's talk about Niyam. Niyam is maintaining internal harmony. Yam was maintaining external harmony. So the first Niyam is Ishvara Pranidhana, which means being devoted to the divine or surrendering to the divine. Maintaining this through all ups and downs of life is the real challenge. When something good happens, we love God. But when something bad happens, we hate God or we start denying God. Can we maintain this surrender in all our actions, in all life situations? The siddhi that comes from this niyam is blissful state of consciousness. When one is totally devoted to God, one experiences bliss in whatever is happening in your life. The next niyam is Swadhyaya. This is one of my personal favorites. Self-examination. Constantly examining your thoughts, examining your moods, examining your decisions, examining what words you've spoken. When a person is so introspective, then a great siddhi arises. One can really start feeling the presence of the divinity in your life and within yourself as well. So, whatever you're going through, always keep your awareness introverted. The third niyam is tap. Tapre sadhvi, तप ही निर्मल हुए. सुमरन भट्टी में जले, तभी तो सोना होए. Only when this mass of metals is put in a furnace does it turn into gold. That's how important tap is. What does tap really mean? In olden times, sadhus, rishi munis used to go into the forest, deep jungles to do tapasya. But how can we bring this quality into our life? By giving up comfort. By not complaining about the difficulties that life is putting you through. By getting out of bed early. By adopting certain difficulties on your own, knowingly, with full awareness. Accepting the tough situations of life, the challenges of life, by sleeping on the floor. Can you do that in your own house? Maybe for a few months in a year. By walking and not taking the car. By writing something that can just be spoken. So austerities brings about transformation in our soul, in our body, in our mind. And a great siddhi arises out of this. This is that your body and your senses will become very, very strong. The fourth niyam is Santosh. Santosh means contentment. What do we mean by contentment? When we're talking about ambitions in our life, contentment does not mean that one does not work towards something better, but it means being satisfied with what one has. Being satisfied with how one appears or looks. We are constantly working towards looking better. All of fashion industry is making you feel like you're not pretty enough. You're not rich enough. You're not intelligent enough. So can we be satisfied with what the universe has given us right now? Can we be satisfied with our life partner, satisfied with the house we live in, the car we drive, the money we make? Santosh. When we are just happy with what we have, who we are, it is also unconditional. That means our happiness is no longer based on any condition. So the siddhi that arises out of this is supreme happiness. A happiness, state of happiness that no one can take away from you. The fifth niyam is Saucha. Saucha means cleanliness. Not just the cleanliness of an environment, that is, of course, prime importance that we maintain hygiene and cleanliness, but cleanliness of the body and cleanliness of the mind. Clean thoughts, clean foods, clean clothes, clean spaces. Have you ever noticed that when your room is messy, your mind feels very fluttered? It's very wavy, very shaky. You don't feel at ease. This is a result of a space that is chaotic. When you eat foods that are not well made, you'll feel your digestion will not let your body be at ease. So, Saucha gives you a great siddhi, which means a focused mind. It gives you clarity and it gives you most important, which will always try to achieve, ekagrata, one-pointedness. One-pointedness means you can think and work on one thing for a long period of time, which is eventually what leads to success.